Construction of infrastructure projects and private projects are certainly the biggest job creators in the marketplace. Is the estimated 60,800 civilian labor force qualified and ready to accept the challenge of development, and many more. In many towns and cities in the state of New Jersey, foreign direct investments are too low and far between. Productivity gains are insufficient. Incentives for innovations are inadequate. Returns on investments are not sufficiently predictable, and not enough to secure a safe and adequate jobs being created in the formal economy. Towns and cities in the state used to rely on doleouts from the state and federal governments. This has become a thing of the past. It's about time that towns and cities must stand on their own without the support of the state and the federal government, especially in the areas of infrastructure development. It has to create its own economic development program to spur economic growth. CTIP is here to help the city. We don't claim we have all the solutions, but we offer our hands of partnership. CTIP is here to promote Paterson City to investors, not only from the United States, but also from foreign investors. Inspired by a recent event hosted by the U.S. Department of Commerce called Select USA, where our good mayor was there, CTIP is creating its own version, and we call it Select Paterson City. We believe in the leadership of Mayor Jones in bringing Paterson City to a greater level. We have spoken to him many times about economic development in the city. We have exchanged ideas. He provided us with the appropriate guidance. Mayor Jones is very passionate when explaining to us his vision for his city. In his office, you'll find several designs, illustration boards, pictures, graphs, statistics, and many more. Material facts that he used to demonstrate his desire to make the city an emerging economic tiger of New Jersey. But Mayor Jones cannot do this alone. The city leadership provides policy intervention initiatives where its ultimate aim is to improve the economic and social well-being of its people. On the other hand, the private sector provides the tools for market productivity. CTIP connects the city with the stakeholders from the private sector to reach the city's planned economic objective. In today's economic forum, focused exclusively on Paterson City, we are confident that the exchange of ideas and discussions will lead to common ground towards the economic development of the city, and to succeed, politics of development should prevail over politics of destruction. CTIP will work hand in hand with the city. We have gained momentum in terms of increase in membership on both local and foreign membership. This year, we will be putting up CTIP charter overseas. We are looking at South Korea, China, and Japan as our prospective CTIP charters this year. And I am happy to announce that our foreign member, Rafael Logistics Limited, an equipment leasing company from Tanzania, having contracts with the largest U.S. contractor called Halliburton, is putting up a buying and administrative office in Paterson City next week. Take note, it will be next week. Thanks to Mr. Deo Ruta, our dynamic member from Tanzania, who made this initiative possible. A coffee growers association in Honduras has decided to also open up a trading office in Paterson City in the first quarter of this year. Our Mr. Carlos Espinosa is working on this initiative. A mid-sized Korean company involved in the manufacture of air conditioning equipments in South Korea is interested to set up a trading office in Paterson City. My brother, Mr. John Lee, is working on this initiative. And a silk manufacturing firm in India is interested in setting up a trading center in the city as well, thanks to Dr. Ajay Gandhi for his support. Our journey to follow our roadmap of bringing in trade and investments in Paterson City is done vigorously to attain our objective. And finally, I would like to thank the city government through the leadership of Mayor Jeffrey Jones for making this event possible. To Alma Bank, you are now our alma mater. You are there when we needed you most. Alma Bank, the local bank with international presence. Thank you for your support. To Ms. Diana Lynch and my good friend, Mr. Mike Collado, thank you for your help. To my colleagues and friends, thank you for all your support. May I call now Mayor Jeffrey Jones for his welcome remarks.
Well, I don't know what else I could add other than hopefully you got a good taste that in order for a city such as ours, with the complexities, but the diversity, and the promise to move to the next tier, our rightful place, is going to take something, and I won't call it drastic, but something innovative. And it's interesting that this innovation is a simple one, simply bringing folks to the table of conversation and understanding the strengths of our city and recognizing that we have weaknesses, we have threats, but let's build on our opportunities. And so I want to thank everybody here as well, and I want to thank those of you who are tuning in this webinar who probably first want to know if the city is committed to this endeavor, and that we are. We are so committed that I was able and fortunate to travel to India and have a host of invitations to many other nations. Yet what I realized having traveled to India was I was not prepared. Even though it was a team of us that went, I as a city leader was not prepared. Not that I'm not able to read and write, but I was not prepared to have and engage as much of a cohort to help synthesize and understand both challenge at the national, state, and even our local levels. So we have spent the time refining and tuning into what it would take to bring business and industry to Paterson, but also to be clear that we may have to, at some point in time, we can't help you. We cannot partner with you. And then be clear enough and able enough to help direct them someplace else. That is what we hope to be. That is what we aspire to be. And that's what part of this conversation is about. I'm fortunate, and the city is fortunate, to have a very keen and crackerjack staff that is growing in our economic development areas, who will speak to us and in planning to talk about how we've begun to present ourselves and prepare ourselves for the next step. Let me give you some background in this welcome as to just show you just how ready we, the city of Paterson, are. It's one thing to take a look at the Great Falls National Park as the example and assume that the world is going to come to Paterson because of it. That's not true. What's going to happen is the world is already here in the form of 52 different nationalities and ethnic groups who've been here since the beginning. And they built this city to be the first planned industrial city. And somewhere we got lost. But we have a chance to go back to our future. So with our 30 existing mills, each one of them has the potential to be either light manufacturing or assembly. Some could be torn down if that be the choice of the individual or the investor or the partner. And we can build brand new facilities. We can change our skyline. We can add a more diverse workforce through different types of training. But most definitely, with our proximity to New York, with our 52 different languages and the fact that we already have a connect to 52 different countries, we already have the ingredients to be this international platform. But it took us to come of age both in mind and heart and spirit to get there. So I want to welcome you to the City of Paterson, those of you on the webinar. I want to welcome all of you in the audience as our guests. I want to engage you throughout this conversation. If you have questions, to feel comfortable, we have a microphone set up to take your questions. And those of you who are on the webinar, if there are additional bits of information about Paterson specific, we encourage you to go to www.paterson, PATERSONNJ.gov. We encourage you to go and see the mill survey and study that we've completed. We encourage you to see the host of projects that we've completed. We encourage you to take a look at our spirit. And then we encourage you to contact our folks through the directory that's online and ask them those questions. So the next time we have dialogue or we meet, we can get down to the brass tacks. We're ready to move. We want you to select Paterson. Paterson is open for business. So the next voice you hear, just to give us all some background, and we're using the technology, will be the Director of Economic Development. And I think what Fernando stated, and I was listening to him, when we first tried to do this event, we ran into some challenges, and we could have easily said, that's it. But like our history, it appears that was said before. So what we said is, how do we incorporate modern day technologies for today's marketplace? And it turned out webinars. But in this case, it's going to be a cell phone. And so pretty soon we're going to receive a call from the Economic Development, Mr. Ruben Gomez, who you will get a chance to meet, particularly when you come and visit us, or you can talk to him online, or you can Skype with him. And he's going to give you the foundation of our economic development constructs.